Hi, honey. Welcome back to our weekly date night.
We're Mike and Jen.
Just navigating life, marriage, and type 1 diabetes together.
All right, let's get into it.
Hi, honey.
Hi, honey. Do you like our shirts? If you're watching on video, we got these made for our honeymoon. It says wifey. It says hubby. Established 5/14/2024. So at the time that you're watching this video, our 2-year anniversary is tomorrow.
That's crazy.
I know. It's so crazy.
2 years flew by.
Yeah. Before we go into that, I wanted to talk about like a little recap of the Breakthrough T1D event that we went to, or gala.
Okay. Also, we got the tattoo. And every time someone asks me, when's your anniversary? I'm like, that.
Because you can read Roman numerals. I can't.
You know what it is, though.
Yeah.
So.
Because I don't need a reminder of our date.
I'm dyslexic, so I just have to look numbers and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so we went to the Breakthrough T1D Gala last weekend. It was fun. I didn't really know what to expect. Did you feel like you knew what to expect? Like, did you have expectations?
I mean, I guess, because like I've been to different galas before. Not a diabetes one, but you know,
like fundraising galas.
Yeah, they have auctions. There's food. Everybody does whatever and talks to each other and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
it was really nice because I didn't know what to expect. We weren't planning on going. We found out about it last minute just because we didn't even know about it. We found about it last minute, and then Amanda, who is with Breakthrough T1D in Oklahoma, she invited us like a few weeks before. So then began the like, oh my gosh, I got to dress shop. And then Cassidy, she had a way worse time dress shopping than I did.
Why was it worse?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
Because she went to a couple of stores, and then I think you and I tried to go to a couple of stores. I love shopping, but I hate shopping.
We went to a couple stores like in town, and then we went to like 3 or 4 stores at the mall, and basically just decided it's not worth paying $200 or $300 for a dress that sucks. Like those were like, if it was good quality, we'll pay for it. That's cool.
Yeah, some of the dresses we saw,
just
like
trash.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Shout out to Dillard's for sucking. Like, my goodness.
Also, Oklahoma, though. Oklahoma malls are not good, at least not in the Oklahoma City metro. They are not good.
I think where we're at is retail stores are finally on the edge of collapse just because of the internet and Amazon and everything, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, everything.
Everybody orders 10 things from Amazon, try them all on, and send like 8 back. You know,
yeah,
it's just the way of life now.
Yeah, so I ordered a dress from this random website I've never heard of, and it was cheap. So I didn't have like high expectations for the quality, but it is so cute. And so I didn't wear it to the gala. We decided, Mike, first of all, was like, oh my gosh, you have to keep that because you're going to wear that to something. It's cute. But then the one that I did decide on, I think it was like $60. And so much better than some of the other dresses we were seeing in person. It was really cute. I'll insert clips, or you can go to my Instagram page and see. But anyways, it was fun. I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to a gala, let alone any T1D event at all. The doors opened, I think, at 6, and the event started at 7:20. Well, in all of my planning, in my head, I said, okay, in my head, I thought it starts at 6:30, so I'm going to lie to myself and say 6. This is just how I get ready. And then I found out, because I was texting Cassidy, she was like, what time does it start? I looked it up on my email, and I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? So then we decided to take our time, and then we didn't get there till 7. All that to say, there wasn't like a ton of time to mingle or anything like that. There was really not a lot of mingling. Luckily, we had 2 friends there. I think I wouldn't have had as much fun if they weren't there. Do you?
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't know anybody, you're just striking up a bunch of small talk the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
But we knew them. The guy next to us was the Thunder announcer. He's not he's the hype man, I guess.
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah, he's very good. He was a cool guy. Yeah, I liked him.
But we had no idea who he was. And like a bunch of people were coming up to him and talking to him. But mind you, Mike and I don't pay attention to basketball. I know everyone in our city, it's like because of last year. We were the champions, whatever. It's really cool. I'm not saying it's not, but we didn't know who he was. And then the other guy at our table was the auction guy. He was so good at his job.
We really were sitting at like the celebrity table, you know?
No.
And like
They put us at
the girl
the
that
workers table.
who was it? Trish, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you're table 17." Like, how did you know that? Like,
Because it was the only table that didn't probably pay for their table. That was my thought process.
I was the free
behind
table.
It was the free
The
table.
sponsored table. Okay, well, even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
But it was cool. I loved just the auction part was so fun because it was fun just seeing like how much people were willing to donate. Cause like the things that they're paying for were not obviously necessarily worth as much as they were paying for, but it's going to a great cause.
Yeah,
so.
and it makes it exciting, you know,
Yeah.
you're battling each other for it or whatever.
Yeah, it was so fun. I tried to make a reel out of it and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know what
You weren't catching on to my vision.
I couldn't
Cassidy
even
wasn't
hear
catching
you.
on to my vision.
You're like, you're gonna hand me desserts. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, listen.
And
the auction guy was like, you know, numbers like 1,000, 2,000, blah, blah, blah. Like, so in my head, the vision was he hands me a dessert and this is what it looks like for a T1D to carb count. They're just like rambling numbers in their head. That was my vision, but nobody around me was catching on to it. So those videos live in the archives. They're still on my phone.
I couldn't even hear you. That place was so loud.
It was so loud.
I was yelling one person away from you.
Yeah, very, very true. But yeah, it was fun. The food was really good. The dessert was really good. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. He didn't get to try it. There's dairy in it. But anyways, it was a fun night. I loved it.
And you look beautiful, of course.
And you looked like a hunk.
The dress, so we got two dresses, and the dress you wore was like what do you call it? Like, what kind of dress is that? Like,
I have no idea.
Fancy high slit or whatever?
Just a high slit.
Yeah.
Just a little risque.
Yeah, but
I love a high slit though. He did that. He didn't choose. I did that for my wedding dress. I just love a leg action. Like you have like a classy dress and then bam, there's your leg.
No back, one leg.
That's my favorite kind of dress. Yeah. Low back and high slit.
But this other dress that you have looks really good too.
Yeah.
That you're gonna wear to dinner.
Yeah. Not dinner tonight. Dinner on our anniversary. Okay, so let's get to that. Let's talk about our wedding anniversary. I'm gonna grab a blanket because I'm freezing.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so our 2-year wedding anniversary is coming up, and holy moly, it's flown by. I want to share like the story of my dress. That'd be really fun. And okay. I thought it'd be cool to share like what we feel like we've learned in year 2 compared to year 1. And I don't know, just chat.
Okay. So
just chat about all things marriage.
You want to talk about dress first then?
We'll give you the tea of all things marriage, new marriage. So wedding dress.
What is the T? What does T stand for?
It's like the gossip, except there's no gossip.
But it's
the T is like the details. Like somebody explain
like
what the
deets?
T is. Yeah, like the details. Like it's
why is it
T.
a T though?
I don't know, honey. The thing about Mike is he doesn't know what's going on in the world.
No,
and that's what we love about him, by the way.
Yeah.
But actually he does know what's going on in the actual world, but he doesn't like pop culture and social media.
I know what's going on with things that matter.
Yeah. So he educates me on that. I educate him on the useless stuff. So anyways, the T on the dress. First of all, Mike and I, the last episode we shared our engagement story. He shared our engagement story. When we got engaged, we knew we wanted to get married that year. We got engaged in January. I had another friend getting married that year. That friend got engaged a month before us. I think it was like almost exactly a month before us. But anyways, we knew that we wanted to do a micro wedding. We don't have like loaded families. And so all that, not that everybody that has a wedding has loaded families, but we weren't willing to go into debt. And it was all 100% out of our own pocket. So we're like, okay, micro wedding. We're going to do 15 guests a piece. He invites 15. I invite 15. We came up with our guest list. We booked a venue. We even paid for it. And that's the T part that I won't really get into. It was stressful. There was a lot of emotions and feelings around the other friend getting married, and I was just like, honey, I just want to marry you. Like, would you want to get married in the courthouse? And Mike's like, is that even an option?
Well, I didn't know that was an option. Done. Let's do it.
It wasn't previously until I realized what really mattered. We were literally like 1 week to wedding planning, maybe 2. So not even into wedding planning at all. We booked the venue and then there was a little bit of drama and I said, nope. I always promised myself and told myself I don't want to be a bridezilla. I don't want to be the person that forgets what's important for something that is going to be one day. I'm not saying any of that is like bad. If we would have had like the finances to have a huge wedding and I didn't have to touch it, plan it, we would have done that.
Even when
But
you just hire people to do it, you still get so involved because
yeah.
nobody can just do their job.
Well, yeah. Anyways, so we canceled the venue and we were supposed to get married in September because that's my birthday month. I love the fall. I'm a fall baby, obviously. And so we're like, let's get married in a courthouse. And I'm like, you know what? I've like seen on Pinterest, like people still make it a whole, like you still wear a full blown wedding dress. I'm not talking like a cocktail wedding dress, like still wear the full blown get up, still have your family dress up, still hire a professional photographer, which is what we spent the most money on. Well, in our honeymoon after. Anyways, all of that to say, the dress tea is we were planning all this and I'm like, okay, well, we're doing a courthouse wedding. I still don't want to get just like a cocktail style dress. I still want to get a dress. It's just our family. Like, I don't want to pay a crazy amount of money. So me and my mom and my sister and my only niece at the time, Amelia, wasn't thought of yet. We went dress shopping. Let me tell you how overstimulating it was. And I think this is why I don't like shopping. Back to me saying I don't like shopping. I was so overstimulated. I honestly feel like I just chose a dress kind of just to choose it. Long story short, I was traveling back and forth to Texas a lot. We live in Oklahoma. And so I went to that same store in Texas, found the dress in my size because I didn't have it in my size at the place I tried it on. And it was cheaper to just get the dress than to get it altered down like 4 sizes. So I got the dress and then I went to Texas again and I was like, I want to try on different dresses. So long story short, again, I got another dress. A day before we get married, we got married on a Tuesday. A day before we get married, I was like, that dress doesn't feel like me. Like, the dress is beautiful, by the way. Still trying to sell it. But it just wasn't me. It tulle on the bottom, backless, beautiful, beaded on the top. But I was like, I want something simple with a high slit. And so the day before we got married, I was getting my eyebrows laminated and tinted and all that. And I was like, I'm just going to pop over here to David's Bridal and look on the ready rack, essentially, like the dresses that are for sale. They're just ready to go. And I found the dress, just very simple. I got a slit put into it. So that cost $150 just to put the slit into it. It would have been cheaper to go to another alteration, but I was like same day having them do it there. Yeah. But anyways, that's the tea on the dress is that I got 3 wedding dresses. One got returned. One I still have. And the other one that I ended up wearing, I got the day before we got married.
And if you feel like you still want to try on dresses, you haven't found the dress yet, you know?
Exactly.
Like you shouldn't have just bought the first one, but yeah, you felt pressured and went for it.
Well, and then the vision I had with the dress I actually wore, I was like, I want pearl gloves and I think I don't remember. I think I got a simple veil. So I literally Amazon overnighted it to my parents' house. I was really gambling here there because to tie the whole vision together, I had to have those pearl gloves. And so the morning we get married, I get my hair chopped off. I was surprising him, chopped like 8 inches off my hair, maybe 9. I used to have really long hair. And got to my parents' house. My sister's there to do my makeup. We were running late because I forgot one of my bags and Mike dropped me off to the hair salon. So my dad had to go get the bag from anyway. We get to my parents' house and I literally tried on both the dresses for my sister for her to tell me which one to wear. Like I tried on the first one I got, then the one I got the day before. And then she had me put the first one on again. And she's like, no, the simple one, which is the one I got the day before. And
And it was perfect.
That was perfect. And we just had our family there and that was it. There was no friends. It was only family.
Yeah, and I mean, we kind of saw it like the wedding itself, kind of whatever, but we want to just remember the experience, remember the moment. So we had your somebody friend or friend of a friend or somebody as a
My
photographer,
friend, people just know her.
and
She's
we went
great.
to the botanical gardens, and it still looked great, and it was still really special. I don't know who planned it or what. It was her, maybe it was you, and I was supposed to go and get into a certain position in a
No,
certain
that was all
spot
her.
and face a certain way, and then you would get there, and then she would catch the moment of me turning around and seeing you and stuff, and so it was really good.
Yeah, the first look. Yeah, that
It
was
was
all
really good.
her mastermind. I mean, I knew I wanted to do a first look, but she's the one that like
Coordinated it,
coordinated
yeah.
it all and just helped us and was incredible. I loved it. I think also what was nice to me about the courthouse wedding was in my head, when we were doing the micro wedding of 30 guests, that was hard trying to basically like your really important people are easy, but it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to invite this person over that person. Well, then when it came to a courthouse wedding, it was like even our best friends were not there. Like we were like, we love you. It is quite literally only our blood family, our parents, our siblings, and then our one niece that we had at
Well,
the
and I
time.
was thinking, I don't know 15 people I like. Like why am I gonna invite these
Oh
people,
my
you know?
gosh.
Shout out to my 3 friends that I really care about or whatever, but like there's people I like and stuff. It's all good, but I don't know. It just felt like I was gonna have some close people and a bunch of strangers on my side. I wasn't worried about it, but I was just thinking, man, like maybe I'll just invite my like 5 people.
I look back at my wedding list now when we were going to do the small wedding, and I'm not even friends. Like I would still say like, oh, they're a friend, but I'm not like I don't talk to them anymore. I just see them on social media. People say when they look back at their bridesmaids pictures and they're not even friends with almost their whole bridal party, like that was another thing. I didn't want that.
That
My
kind of like takes some of the special out of it
mhm.
too. If it's your family, like if you're always gonna just look back and see your family, so that's
Mhm.
always good.
Yeah. So it was really special. And again, I'm not like hating on big weddings because if we could have, honestly, I would have. But I have zero regrets. Like I don't look back and regret literally anything about our wedding day. We spent, I think, in total, including our honeymoon, like what, $6,000? It's great.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was under 10. I know that for sure.
It was a small portion of the engagement, I'll tell you
We spent
that.
a lot for a courthouse wedding because of the dress and the all the things, but I had connections at the time, and so we got a honeymoon suite at the nicest hotel in Oklahoma
We
City
left the
for literally
courthouse.
$125.
We left the courthouse and went straight to the hotel and then stayed there overnight, and then
And
the
went on
next
our trip.
morning went on the plane.
Yeah,
So
it was nice.
that was really good.
Let's recap. Year one, we were
Okay.
building our house.
Year one was just a lot of getting life started. Yeah, we built the house. We were saving as much as possible. We're also trying to just set up everything that we need, and we're shopping on Amazon like crazy.
My gosh, yeah, we were
We
getting so much
had
stuff.
because we kind of got rid of everything we had that we didn't already need or didn't think it was essential, or like, memory stuff, and just wanted to start, since we're getting a brand new house built, let's just get new stuff too. And so we only came in here with like 3 or 4 pieces that weren't brand
That
new.
were like big.
And even then, like the
Yeah.
bed is, I wouldn't call it new, but it's definitely not old. It's only like, you know, it's pretty new for a bed, which our bed frame is now brand new, but the mattress, it was still like basically new.
We lived with Mike's dad for 7 months of our marriage time. We lived with him a little bit before that, but for 7 months of our marriage to like building our house and stuff before we finally like lived in our own home. And so for me, I feel like yes, things definitely felt different once we got married. When people say that, they're not lying. Like it does. Even you could have been dating somebody for so long, which I know that we weren't. We got married after 10 months of dating, engaged after 6. Once we moved into our home, that's when I was like, okay, we're married. So we had already been married for half a year by the time we moved into our home. And then life hit us like that. Like literally, we moved into our house December of 2024, and then life hit really hard.
Yeah, it's really cool though. Hindsight's always 2020. You can always look back and say, "Oh, God did this or he moved that or whatever," but you have no idea the magnitude of like each little decision, you know? It just has those ripple effects for so long. When we moved in, it was just like bam, 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 like one thing after another. I feel like the first year was just getting adjusted to that. Everybody says like the first year, the first 2 years of marriage is always really hard. But I think what people are usually saying is that
Or what we take it as, maybe.
what I've usually heard though is that they're trying to figure out how to live with the person, how to deal with the person, and I felt like we were pretty situated relationship wise. It was more just situating us into the life. It was just so much change, and then just everything was just, it was a lot. So I guess year one, I mean, I was just trying to figure out how to get to the next step over and over. I don't know.
Yeah. Year one for me. So when I've heard people say the first year of marriage is hard, in my circle that I had leading up to that point, I was hearing it painted in a negative light, like about the spouse, like marriage is so hard. Mike and I didn't have issues there. It was literally life hit us, things happened. So for me, I was learning how to navigate watching my husband during a low season of his life. And so that for me was what was really, really hard for the second half of year one. Because the first half of year one, it was just all like prepping and planning to move. It's almost like we weren't even like settled. We're still living in a room in your dad's house and we're newlyweds.
It was
So
tough thinking like, I can't wait until, like, just wait when, just looking forward, but also trying to enjoy now. And it was like we just have so much we want to do. Like we just buckled down and just worked for
that is
it.
something that is totally a thing when you're dating and then you get engaged. You have so much to look forward to, especially if you're someone that does the full like bachelorette party and all those things. I didn't do that. He didn't do that, but even still, like we had so much to look forward to. Like look forward to getting married, look forward to our honeymoon, look forward to building our house. Now look forward to moving to our house. And then life things happened. And yeah, for me, year one was really, really hard because it was just like, okay, now life is here. So now what? Like, how do you handle all of these things? And so therapy has helped me a lot. Personally, I've talked about before that I'm such a huge advocate of therapy. Year two,
Well, and I think I wanted to say also, I think for you, it was kind of like, um, what do they call it? Vacation. When you get back from like a high from a
vacation
vacation,
depression.
you get post vacation depression. You kind of had that because it was like all this exciting, really crazy, cool stuff, and then when that was all done, you just had kind of like a, oh, back to life. Even though we're married with our, well, I guess we weren't in our house yet, but
We had things to look forward to.
yeah, I mean, well, I guess after we got in the house and everything was said and done, then you had that a little bit of depression of just like, man, like it's just like normal stuff now.
Well, I was already pretty miserable in my job, and
Yeah, that's
I
true.
got to be distracted from it, from all the exciting life things. So
And then
when
it was
life
just
kind
back
of
to the
settled,
grind. Yeah.
yes. And then my job got worse because things started to change, and yeah, my the depression was real. So I was actually pretty depressed too. Weird, this house was just a big ball of depression. He was depressed for his own
Oh
reasons. If he
gosh.
feels like sharing, he can. I won't share that, but I was depressed because I hated my job. I was so miserable, just life. And so that was really hard, but that's whenever I decided like now's a better time as ever to fully dive into social media and dive into the dreams and all the things that we had already talked about that we would do after we got married and got kind of settled. So I got to pivot and put my attention elsewhere again. But
And I remember even the day I met you on our 13-hour date, you had probably mentioned 5 times how you used to do social media and you really want to do it again when this happens, when life calms down, when, and I'm like, it's never really gonna be the right time. And you knew it, but also it wasn't really the right
It
time to
really
start it.
wasn't.
So
Yeah.
like it's one of those things where it's never gonna be comfortable. It's like what I would tell people when they're making excuses about, oh, I don't want to go to the gym yet until like, oh, I don't have time or whatever. Make time for what a priority is, and there's never the right time for anything. You just have to
Yeah.
work it in.
That wasn't a
But
priority at the time.
but that being said, we had like 5 other priorities. So we knew it was going to happen and we wanted to do it and everything. But once we got in here, you were like, okay, I think I'm going to start doing a little bit of like filming some stuff here and there. And next thing we know, it's just life.
Yeah.
So you're in a really good groove now, though. So I'm really
Thank
proud of you
you.
on that because I know you really wanted to do it. And it's one of those things that you work for and you work at for so long and you really don't see a whole lot from it. But the consistency compounds. And then eventually you start seeing these big gains over and over. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
But
you.
year 2, you say,
Year 2. So,
which is now still
which is,
technically.
yeah, technically still now. So we move into our house, depressed household.
We were still happy and on a high,
No,
just
we're
life
happy
in general.
together. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
think when people say marriage is hard, that is such a broad term because marriage could be hard because maybe your spouse is difficult to deal
If
with,
you're not
or
working at it,
marriage is hard because when you like literally join your life in with somebody, that's gonna come with challenges because you can't be selfish. No marriage that is successful has two selfish people together. It just isn't a thing. It'll end in divorce or it'll end in separation or it'll end in or it'll just be an unhappy marriage. So there's that. I don't think either of us are that way. Both of us are constantly thinking about each other, but marriage is hard. Like life hits. And so anyways, year 1, first half, looking forward to things. Second half, life hit us so quickly. A little bit after that, it's like trying to pivot. You're trying to work on your things. I'm trying to work on my things. And then I feel like now we're starting to see traction in the things that we're both working toward as individual dreams and goals, but also ultimately those individual dreams and goals very much so have to do with the ultimate goal of like our family.
yeah, I
So
see it as it's just one big machine, right?
it's just one big
And
machine.
every one of your ventures is just another cog, and every one of mine is another cog, and it just
A
all
cog?
works. Yeah, like a gear. Like
Oh.
a machine has a bunch of gears, and then it does stuff. Like what I'm saying is all the parts have to work together, otherwise the machine doesn't work. And yeah, we could go do just whatever and get by and or even do well at something, but what we want to do is we want to make an impact, and we also want to be able to have time to make an impact.
Yeah.
So that requires a certain setup.
And right now we're just tired because we've been doing all the things all
We're
the
both
time.
over here yawning like 5 times already, so but that's
Hey,
okay.
yeah, I
And it's
couldn't
also
be
the
happier.
weekend. I mean, we had a productive week, really. It was a very
Yeah,
productive week. So now we're recapping, but also I think, year 1 was a lot of all the craziness and just stress of change, really. And then even in the beginning of year 2, I felt like I was just trying to kind of get my footing, you
same.
know? We're trying to figure out what church we're going to go to. We're trying to figure out what day we want to go to church, all the things. And even as simple as like, okay, what does grocery shopping look like? What does meal prep look like? What does our gym workouts look like?
I feel like honestly and truly, it wasn't until like fairly recently that we're like kind of getting our rhythm in many different areas. And
Hmm.
you know what? They're going to keep shifting and changing as life goes on. Do you not agree? We like are doing our weekly Bible study together as a unit where we decided like where we want to go to church after trying another one for a little bit, and like the gym thing, like now you're able to come work out with me, which I'm so happy about.
Well, and I'll publicly repent right now just for I was kind of coasting, and it's like we were doing okay, we're doing fine, but I knew I had more in my role. I mean, I've known long before I was ever even thinking about actually marrying somebody what it takes to be a husband and how you should treat and lead and all the things. And I was kind of like, I would do it for a little while, and then like we'd have a week or 2 weeks where we were kind of busy, and so I just, well, I will get back to it, and then a month or two goes by, and I'm convicted again. And I'm like, okay, I need to get back to my role. Well, I feel like I'm finally to the point where, I mean, we have a good routine, which really makes it a lot easier. For a long time, I was wanting to do our Bible study every week, or I was wanting to whatever. Just being able to say, not, do you want to do this, or when do you want to do that? I'm like, does this day or this day work better for us? We make it a part of our life.
It's a priority.
And also, just I started having more fun with my personal Bible study, but also making our Bible studies has been fun for me too.
And the way that you have been doing your personal time with God has really been like inspiring for me and empowering to me.
And that was
Just
another
by
one of
you just
those
doing what you're doing.
that was one of those things that I knew I needed to do and I wanted to do, but nothing ever happens without your favorite word, intentionality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you actually have to not only prioritize it, but you have to do it. And it's not just going to be every day or two or week or whatever. You're not going to randomly have a thought, I'm going to read my Bible for an hour. No, you have to plan it, because the enemy is going to just distract you and distract you.
Put all the things in your
Yeah,
way.
and it's not even that you're doing anything more important, definitely, but like, you just, even if you know it's what you want to do and need to do, if you don't schedule it, it just won't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So just for me, being able to start kind of scheduling my time, but also I've just found a lot of YouTube channels and podcasts that I like to listen to now on just deep dives into the Bible. And it all started with me saying, like, I don't really care what I'm looking at, as long as it's something from the Bible, that's good. It'll sprout from there. So I started looking up angels, and I started looking up, Revelation and this and that, because I just think it's really cool and interesting. And then just from there, I have more questions and I can just keep digging. And now it's like I don't have enough time to look at all the things I want to look at. So yeah. Anyway,
I would love to end with, I'll just say like something I'm proud of you for, I guess, or what I love about being married to you. I was like trying to figure out how to piece that sentence together for some reason. I'm proud of you. I kind of like teased at it a second ago. I feel like a lot of the change has been happening recently, and it's been like a compound effect. It's like when you're obedient to one thing God says, it's just a compound. It's a trickle, and it takes some of sacrifice. And usually it's not everything is a hard sacrifice. I feel like when we hear that word, we're like, oh, you have to like do something so hard, but it's literally sacrificing our own selfish needs. My example I could think is like, on a Wednesday night that we have our Bible study that you put together for us scheduled, and I've had a long day. Sometimes I just want to tell you, like, can we just not? Yet the night before, Tuesday night and Monday night, when I know the podcast needs to come out Wednesday, I'm doing everything to sacrifice that time to make sure it gets done.
mm-hmm.
And so that's something that like humbles me in my mind, is like, what's actually more important? All that to say, I'm very proud of you, because you have really like stood your ground, stood your role as a leader of the household, and have just been, but you're not like domineering about it.
Like
you're very
dictator.
you're not like a dictator. You're just like, no, baby, like we've got to do this.
I'm just trying
you're gonna feel better after.
Keep us on schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you do, like at work, you write down what you're doing today or mark off what you've done or whatever. That's just what I do every week. And instead of prioritizing rest, I mean, still it's kind of resting in the Lord. So we feel a lot better, more peaceful and connected, and sleep better and everything after doing a Bible study. So,
well, and not to say rest shouldn't be prioritized. I don't want to get on a tangent because we really need to cut this episode.
By resting of like Netflix watching.
I was about to say, when we say like, we're not even resting.
Not resting, like vegging.
Yeah, exactly. Which is very much needed too. But we do that on Sundays. Sundays are our days that we veg out.
It's funny because we'll have 2 or 3, probably like on average, I'd say like 2 movies or 1 limited series that we'll look forward to all week.
And we watch
Sunday gets here and we just blast it out, and like, that was cool. And then we're kind of sick of TV for a couple of days, so it's cool.
So during the week, we're able to focus on like things that we're doing, and then we look forward to it again. So that's what I'm very proud of you for, is just like, especially these last handful of months, is just watching you kind of blossom in a way, I guess. Like I kind of hinted toward, we had a really, really hard start. Just a lot of like mental and emotional pain going around, and it was a really hard start. So it was like something just shifted recently, And I could even cry just talking about it, but it was a huge shift. And it's like, it kind of reminded me, and I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so powerful, but prayers are powerful. And it just kind of reminded me like God is listening. Some of the things that I've been praying about have been happening that I haven't even talked to you about. And that's just how cool our God is. All the glory to God, but I'm so proud of you because it takes you like acting. And then what I love being married to you is how much you love me. Like, you guys, he has, again, I know we're new. It's 2 years of marriage, but I've seen people stop trying the minute the last names change. This man
Or
does not
before
stop
even.
trying to pursue me. He has never stopped trying to pursue me. I cannot think of one single morning. Well, okay, when you're sick. But I can't think of one single normal morning in our everyday lives that he doesn't wake me up the same way every morning, just so sweetly, so gently, because I suck. I say I'm not a morning person. We get up at the crack of dawn, but I'm just not a morning person. Like, it takes me 12 years to get out of bed. And he's so patient with me, no matter how like groggy and grumpy I am, and he never stops pursuing me. He still hasn't stopped opening my car door, to the point that if I opened it, he makes me shut it and wait for him. Like, those things that seem so little are so big in the grand scheme of something like a marriage, because all of those little things, just like all the little negative things can add up to blow over, all of the small things add up to like making your wife feel so loved. And that's something that you are so good at. I have never, ever, ever once questioned how you feel about me, ever, in our
You shouldn't.
entire relationship.
You shouldn't. And you know, I love saying this thing over and over, and I say it probably like 10 times every podcast. So if it's annoying, just cut it out, you know, but maybe not this one. But at the end of the day, um,
Yeah, as you said, when your dad said, when it's all boiled down.
yeah, when it's all boiled, what it all comes down to is you're my prized possession. You're my top investment. There's no better way to preserve and grow it rather than just taking care of you. You know, I love serving you. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, you're so
So,
good at it.
and we should totally do a podcast or even something. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a cool podcast maybe, but about some of the things that you were working with God on, I don't know about, and some of the things I was working on with God that you don't know about. That'd be pretty cool too.
I can even think of like the prayers leading up to meeting you.
Me too.
And depending on what you're comfortable with me sharing, like really
Who
personal
cares?
start of our
You know,
story,
all 12 people can
shows
hear
how
it. It's
incredible
fine.
God is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that'd be fun. You know,
yeah,
even just if it's more for us than everyone else, but
yeah.
it's just more confirmation of God working. But
That's
yeah,
my favorite, one of my favorite parts of our story is the journal thing, and like what you were going through in life. Like, that's just crazy to me
oh
how
yeah,
cool God is. So we'll have to share that. It's a
it'll
tear.
be a deep one. It'll
It'll
be
be really deep.
emotional,
Yeah.
you know, but
God's amazing.
it's so powerful that like why not,
Yeah.
you know? So,
So what's your favorite thing about me?
well, I think it's just been really eye-opening, I guess, to just constantly learn how great my wife is, you know? And I don't mean like
It's so
you're
sweet.
such a good cook and you do what I say. Like,
I'm not a good cook.
no, you are. You are.
I hate
I
cooking.
think, you know, you need to cook something a few times to figure it out, really. You just overthink it or you forget something or use baking soda instead of salt or whatever it
That
was.
happened one time.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm a good baker.
I don't really care about sweets. I want food. But anyway, you do good on that. But
Thanks.
what I mean is just getting to see you. First of all, just how you deal with me is really amazing. You know, I mean, it takes God to deal with me. Just to see you grow as a wife, and I mean, you take your role seriously too. And there's so many times that I'm stressed about a decision or a situation, and you can just put it in perspective so quick. There's so many times I can think about where you did that, and that's a whole nother conversation. But you've just gotten really good at being a wife, but also being my wife. And you help. It's funny. It's like it's such a synergistic thing with both roles. And it's like I think a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's hard or they're not trying so much or whatever, because they're not on the same level. They're not working together.
Communication.
Yeah, with any freaking team, like you look at the Thunder, if they all try to be stars, they're just gonna lose. None of them are amazing. They're all just really good working together. And all the old school teams were the same way and stuff. And so for us, we know what each other needs, know what we're gonna want before we even want it, and just being able to, I'm trying to plan and do some of the like top level leading and stuff, and you're just kind of helping us get to those points, like supporting, like, okay, well, we need the blah blah blah, and then you can get this, and then I don't have any good um like examples per se. It's kind of just everything working together day by day, but you've just gotten really good at that, and I'm just really proud of you for balancing everything too, because work is a lot. I mean, it's 12 hours of your day most days. Some days it's 11. Okay, when you get up at 4 a.m. and you get done with work at 6 or 6:30 p.m., and then you still have to work on your dream, otherwise it won't get done, and then still make me feel loved. Like, that is a lot of work. So
Thanks.
I'm
You're gonna make me
really
cry.
I'm really proud of you,
It's very
because,
draining sometimes.
well, and
Not
it's,
saying loving you, you know what
no,
I'm
I know,
saying.
but it's one of those things that is a sacrifice, and both of us have sacrifices too. I think for me, just being able to, like, okay, I need to make sure you have what you need so you can do the work you want to do, and then later I get to be more, not involved, but like later I get attention or whatever. And I'm not needy at all, but like, see you for 30 minutes or an hour in the morning, and then I get like 30 minutes or an hour of you at night. Like, it kind of sucks. So it is a sacrifice, but
And that's why we've made Sundays our priority rest days.
well, on Wednesday you don't work on your stuff after work. You get home, we eat, and
Straight to
we
Bible
kind of
study.
just talk and do Bible study and phase out. That nice little, I mean, because it's midweek, we get a little time together, time with the Lord, and then work hard for a few days, and then we get a day to chill, work hard for a few days, and then together. So it's pretty cool. And not every day is always exactly on schedule. Some days it's more or less whatever, but overall, just you've done really, really good on growing into that, because I know that's always been hard for you to do. Also, is to like partition, separate roles and
Yeah.
jobs, um and then so I'm also trying to plan my day to where I can be done with enough stuff at a certain time that I can make sure, like, you get home and you can already have food ready for you, or whatever I can
It's
do to
so
just
helpful
make
when
it
you do that.
easier. Same thing with your breakfast, I don't think
Oh, he makes my breakfast every single morning, y'all, because we get up at the butt crack of dawn and go to the gym and stuff. And there's just not like, if I want breakfast, like he has to make it, or I'm just doing something that's like a grab and go, and he doesn't want me to do a grab and go breakfast. I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's just so
well,
helpful.
with the diabetes side, you need real food and you need consistent food.
Yeah.
And just having a sugary thing in the morning is just gonna just start you on a slope, you know.
Yeah.
That's just wanting to serve you.
You
Doesn't mean
do.
it's easy, but
You do
I
it
I
well.
I like to do it. So
You do it very well. I love you
I love you.
so much. Happy 2-year anniversary almost.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Not really tomorrow, but when this episode airs.
Well, this doesn't exist until it's uploaded.
Yeah.
So tomorrow.
Happy anniversary tomorrow.
What is this?
Hey, that's not fair. I'm not right-handed. I love you.
Love you.
Okay. Bye, honey.
I'm right here.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
honey. All right, that's it for today.
Thanks for hanging with us,
Be sure you're subscribed or following wherever you're listening.
and let us know in the comments what you liked from today's episode.
We'll see you next week.